certainly understandable. And we'll see the buys come through. Pasha normally buys the kit, I believe, but no, he's not going to. VP go for 5 sets of Kevlar on their CT side.
Yeah, we've been seeing this a lot lately throughout this tournament, so let's see how it's going to go for the VP side. Space Soldiers with utility, Major and Calyx pick those up. A Molotov, P250 for the longer range duels, and a smoke and 2 flashes for Calyx to work with. And it looks like it's just going to be a hit straight towards this B-bomb site. Finally going to be the first man to be tested. But the players jumping out towards short. The USP yet to find a kill, but a bit of damage at least being connected. But there we go, Paz. He gets one, chases down the second on the steps and dropped by Ali. And there we go, actually. Pasha as well was just forced out in a chicken coop, so all the kills going in favour of Space Soldiers. Snax is going to be the last man standing in a 1-on-4, and without that defuse kit now that they didn't invest in. Oh my god, Major! What was that?
Whew. Just fire a shot through the smoke, get a kill, straight into the head.
What a way to end it.
That's pretty good. And Space Soldiers taking the first round, just completely overwhelm that B bomb site. Virtus Pro certainly aren't a bad Cobblestone team either. They've managed to beat Mouse Sports pretty recently, 16-2 on this map, and Mouse Sports generally are a great Cobblestone team, so that's a good result to have. But we won't be seeing any 16-2s for VP today because they've already lost the pistol, and they should be going 3-0 down unless they can win with this buy, although both Pasha and Mihu have left some money behind. I assume we're not going to be seeing double AWPs come out, but it could be proven wrong. We do see Virtus Pro just sticking back into a default. No stack into this round. They do have some upgraded pistols, so could do some damage. The Space Soldiers are going to try and hit that A site. It's up to Mihu and Snaps to hold it up. And already Mihu is taken down low.
Yeah, this Molotov as well going to be perfect, so should be an easy cleanup now for the T side. I say should be, because you never know what these pistols can get done. But yeah, these rifles are, of course, going to be heavily favoured. You have to really push forward, though. That's given a bit of time for the players from the CT side to rotate in, but as we can see, Snack so far the only one to find a kill. Bomb site now going to be taken over. The bomb plant should be found by Ali and Pasha. Not really much that can be done with these pistols at long range. And on the Pasha now in towards Connector. Only has a P250, so he may as well try and get himself one of these weapons if possible. But I don't really think Space Soldiers are going to be actually hunting this one down. Should be just playing this one safe, looking to try and exit together. And Pasha, yeah, just hanging back, hoping someone will come towards him. Maybe we could see Calyx hunt since he only has the UMP.
Pasha only has the P250 as well, so that's unfortunate. Not even any Kevlar to work with. And Space Soldiers realize they can just exit where they came from. That's the safest option, and that is going to work for them. They will get to save all their guns. Major's sticking around a little bit longer, but I don't think Pasha's going to get into position. So there we go. Space Soldiers take the 2-0 lead. And Pasha only gets to save a P250, which is a bit of a shame. Don't think there's anything else for him to find. No, just going to be the P250 saved. So should be now a very easy round for Space Soldiers. Don't expect really any significant investment from the Poles.
Yeah, just another P250 for Mihu and Nade as well to try and get some damage done to a couple of players. Neo one as well. If it's a fast play by Space Soldiers, perhaps they could find a bit of damage to pistols and get a few kills. Ideally, they just want to try and drop some of these rifles. The SMG is likely going to take the lead, though, as they look to just try and build up some bank. There you go. And it's going to be actually Santeris in the front with the AK right now, trying to lurk his way out from platform. And with the AK long range, should be heavily favoured in these duels. There you go, gets the first for himself. Another player up close. Duels coming in now by Calyx as well. Mihu so far the only one really to get anything done for VP. Say that though, Snacks does get one more and the UMP is dropped, but all the rifles will be retrieved. So Space Soldiers, they keep the 3 main weapons. They get themselves the 3-0 start, and now VP the buy will be coming out. And you said they may go for this double op setup, and they have decided for it. And one of the players that actually picked that up is Snacks. He's the one that did invest into the second round, so that means it is going to be just glass cannon.
Yeah, exactly. The reason why I wasn't sure if they were going to go for double AWPs or not is because I didn't think Mihu was going to pick it up, and he was the player that saved. I then thought maybe he'll drop it, but no, Snacks just decides to buy the AWP without the Kevlar. So that's a little bit of an issue, but we'll see if he can just land those shots before he takes any damage. So this round number 4. Space Soldiers do have the full rifles, and they've used quite a few of their nades early on into the round. They haven't really gained anything for that just yet, but they still have a fair few smokes left. And on the VP side of things, they don't have that many nades left behind into this 4th round. And you can see Space Soldiers, they're just sitting it back, not really going for too much aggression. But that's because they are lining up these smokes for a potential B push. They are going to have to overcome that AWP of Pasha, though. He is on towards that B bomb site. But it looks like Space Soldiers are still not yet committed. They were lining up those smokes, but they're not going for the push just yet.
Yeah, it looks like they still do want to go for this execute though. Getting it ready. 3 players over on B are going to be in position to try and hold this down, and they're playing quite aggressively. You can see Neo and Pasha holding up towards platform. Neo just, I believe, hiding in the corner trying to bait Pasha. Pasha hoping to get a couple of kills with the op, and then allow for Neo to kind of be a little bit of a surprise factor. Let's see, Pasha holding this aggressive angle. He'll be able to get that info quite early on. Smoke though going to be able to at least block off the vision of Pasha for the moment. Decide to swing wide on this one, and there you go. He's able to drop engine. But for the moment also does stay alive. Neo going to be able to help him out. Pasha with a second. All right, now Space Soldiers, this execute not going as they would have hoped. All the kills coming in. Neo gets a second as well. The smoke. Calyx all alone, 1 on 4. Finds the first headshot. 12 seconds left to work with. This is basically impossible.
Yeah, the bomb's down. There's nothing to be done. Bialy is going to get the final kill. Calyx just not wanting to die after time. And the second AWP will be saved as well. And it's worth mentioning that yesterday, Pasha, he had a decent performance, but he really got off to a slow start and improved as the series went on. So to see Pasha show up early with a double kill is good to see on towards that AWP. He can be sometimes a little inconsistent, so if he can step up, that will be a big boost for VP. And in terms of Space Soldiers there, well, Snacks misses that opening shot. That's a great chance into this round to try and reset VP's economy. Push could come in over towards A, but we're seeing Space Soldiers slow things down. Snacks, after missing that opening shot, gives away the man advantage. And Engine is the only player towards A, but he still decided to go aggressive. That has, however, forced a rotate. Bialy has gone over back towards A, so that means that Virtus Pro are spread a little more thinly across the map now. They only have pretty much 2 players on both bomb sites. Bialy now goes back to connect, though.
Yeah, still a lot of time to work with, so Space Soldiers not really in a rush. Pasha looks like he wants to try and contest the drop room here with the AWP, and it may work out for him. The player looking to try and peek in towards him. As we can see, Space Soldiers, though, they've decided they want to try and hit this A-bomb site. There you go, Pasha finally going to be able to chime in. Xantaris falls, the connector lurk is going to be taken down now, and that means that VP, they should be quite easily able to rotate some players over. The problem is, Miho's out in the open, so he's not really going to be able to waste any time as he goes down, and Dink is all he's able to find on towards Engine. And Space Soldiers once again reclaim that man advantage now, and are able to push their way on towards this A-bomb site. Look how aggressive Calyx is getting. This could have worked against them. Luckily enough, that AK able to find the instant headshot to Dink, not enough for Bialy, and yeah, VP now probably just want to go ahead and try and save this one. The op and the M4 both players on half HP. Should be Space Soldiers instantly returning this one after losing 1 round, so not ideal for VP. Economy not going to be looking great now after this one. And yeah, I don't really think they're going to be able to buy too much to back up these 2 weapons.
Yeah, and that's pretty heavily on Snacks there, missing that opening shot. If he got that kill through, that would have been a lot easier, and he should have won that fight most of the time. He flicked down and fired first, but just missed the shot. I don't think he expected Engine to be pushed up so quickly. You saw Snacks was kind of peeking towards those further back positions, but the fact that he went down kind of caused that rotate. You know, he's going to get a free kill in the back, so I think both guns will be saved. However, as you were pointing out, not a massive amount of investment can come behind the rest of the Polish players. We'll see if they decide to buy anything here. I mean, Neo could drop another rifle, and he does decide it's worth the risk. So they will force up thanks to those 2 saved guns. Not going to be a great buy, but Pasha still has that AWP, a couple of rifles to work with, and they will hope to get this round win, because otherwise, Space Soldiers could get an excellent lead early on, and Mihu nearly gets caught out. I think he was dinked on the edge of the wall there, down to 31 HP. The Deke holding up close, smoke comes in, and Xantaris pushes the smoke. That's 1 for Mihu, and an AK dropped. It's down to 2 HP though. Mihu is going to fall to the molly. That is a little bit unfortunate, but a 1-for-1 trade is pretty good, especially as they get another rifle recovered.
Ooh, Paz, the timing be working against him. He needs to be cautious. If he tried to hunt that one down, there was also assistance waiting by. So 3 players on the A-bomb site right now. And it's going to be Pasha to go ahead and strike. He drops Engine in towards middle, so VP able to reclaim that man advantage. Space Soldiers actually working now with a man down, so VP, an important round for them to try and take. Major trying to make a play onto the B-bomb site, and he gets the first. And ooh, Paz able to find Snacks getting aggressive as well. Space Soldiers pulling this round back once again. They have 50 seconds remaining to make a decision about where they want to bring this one. And with that kill being found for Paz, I think they are just going to try and overwhelm this A-bomb site. Neo all alone over towards B, and actually the bomb, it was inching back in that direction, but it seems like now with Paz pushing forward and realizing the A-bomb site is clear, they'll bring it back towards this side of the map. And yeah, Neo, he's in a horrible situation. If he had got that kill onto Major, perhaps there was a chance. But it doesn't work out, and there you go, Space Soldiers 5-1. VP, buy doesn't work out. It made the most sense since they could afford to drop over 1 more rifle and they had 2 players on double eco, but it doesn't work, and now they're just going to be forced to eco once again. So Space Soldiers should be getting themselves a 6-1 lead.
Yeah, and Paz is someone else who's been a little bit underwhelming recently. I think that's mainly just because he was a very consistently good performer for Space Soldiers in the past, but in these last few months, he struggled a little bit more. So the fact that he stepped up there early on, again, that's a really good sign for Space Soldiers. They're having everyone perform so far. I mean, the kills are very evenly spread across the team. Xantares is actually towards the bottom with only 4 frags, and it's almost guaranteed he's going to step up at some point in this game. So right now, Space Soldiers looking very, very good individually. We are seeing Snacks push out through A, though. He's going to get a lot of information. He's pushed all the way into that... Is that called the Dragon Room? I never know what to call it. You know what I mean. That little squiggly stairs room. There you go. You see Snacks on your screen. He spots them out, though, so he's going to have to fall back. Oh. Yeah, Snacks is dead. Engine rotating back, spots Snacks out. Remember, it's only pistols again for VP here, so they weren't going to have a massive chance. Probably was worth Snacks taking that risk, but it doesn't pay off. They have still got the 4B stack in play on the VP side, so maybe some kills could come in. But even then, this is almost certainly the round for Space Soldiers, especially as the bomb could very well still be going towards A. But one kill there for Neo, a quick double dink. Xantares with that AK is going to peek out. That's a little bit of a risk here as he goes down. Those are 2 AKs dropped. Alex, though, is there to lock this position down just to make sure those rifles aren't recovered. But I think Pasha is going to get an AK picked up here because they've left him alone.
Yeah, he should be able to retrieve that weapon, but not really much can be done about actually winning this round. Space Soldiers, of course, just walking on towards this A bomb site. Bomb plant will be found. And there you go, Pasha picking up the rifle. So we're probably just going to look to save down and allow for some extra utility to be found into this next round. He should be buying the op anyway, so potentially just going to go ahead and drop that over towards a teammate. Be interesting to see who he decides to give that one to. I think maybe by Ali, considering he has the least economy. And he has 2,050, so even with the 2,400 coming in, if he is to get that rifle, he'd be lacking a lot of utility himself. So yeah, Pasha will be allowed to save the rifle. Space Soldiers take a 6-1 lead, so this is looking pretty good right now for the Space Soldiers side. VP need to start getting some more gun rounds, and they need to actually try and chain some of those rounds together. Can't afford another reset coming in.
Now, the bomb plant was a little bit close to being too late there, but Space Soldiers had it covered. They get the round win. 6-1 as we were expecting. VP really need to step it up now. Space Soldiers are going to have a pretty decent economy built up. But not only that, they also have quite a considerable round lead here. A 6-1 scoreline. And VP, they will be buying up. Pasha has that AWP, but Snacks is just going to go for the M4. Space Soldiers, though, could be thinking of a quick B play. They're not lining up the nades, though, so I don't think it's going to be a quick push, especially as there are only 4 of them over towards B. But we could see them just try and see if they can spot out any aggression from VP. That smoke, though, I think will deny most of these opening fights. In the meantime, that smoke in towards drop has been deployed by VP here. Bialy, though, gets blinded up. Excellent flashbang to allow Xantares an easy kill. Xantares does like pushing into the drop room. I don't think he likes getting mollied out by his teammate, though. That kind of forces him to go off of that angle. But there we go. The man advantage again for Space Soldiers. And surprisingly, Snacks has rotated off of the A site into connector. That could be a little bit risky, but I don't think it's going to be punished just yet.
Yeah, it doesn't seem so. Xantares is just making sure no players are holding up to this close angle. He wants to make sure that repeat of the previous gun round where Pasha got the one with the op doesn't happen again. Nice try by Mihu, but it's not before they lose Neo, and Space Soldiers now with 55 seconds remaining and still a one-man advantage. They may just take this towards the A-bomb site. You said Snacks had completely given up this side of the map, and as we can see, at least Engine has been able to walk directly up onto the bomb site, and I don't think this one's really now. Nice shot by Calix. Engine gets the kill on the Snacks as well. And Pasha left once again alone, this time in a 1-on-4. So this gun round not going well for VP. Space Soldiers should be taking themselves a 7-1 lead.
Yeah, Pasha just stuck with the AWP, going to try and play for exit kills. Ooh, nice shot from Pasha, but there is another player up close. Oh, Calix is pushed out through the smoke, but he decides to try and pre-fire, so that gives away his position. Pasha going to be playing for some more frags. Calix is low on health, but as he rounds the corner, Calix will get the spray through. That's a 7-1 scoreline in favor of Space Soldiers. A pretty convincing lead, and again, VP kind of in trouble in terms of their economy. They're actually not going to buy into this one. So while there's a bit of a lull in the game, I'm going to quickly shout out the giveaway we currently have running here on eFrag TV. If you subscribe to the channel on Twitch, you'll be entered in with a chance of winning some Shadow Daggers, case hardened, field tested. So make sure to subscribe if you want a chance to win that knife. Other than that, back into the action because Snacks is trying to get aggressive. He's decided against it after taking a little bit of damage from that nade. Actually, Snacks has pushed through now.
Yeah, he has the opportunity for a flank gun towards Engine, who does not expect this one at all. Bit of an awkward spray on the V250, but he will get the kill eventually, and as we can see, no one really in position to trade. So a rifle going to be retrieved for VP to work with, as well as that man advantage. Let's see if they can actually go ahead and capitalize on this one. By over towards drop room. Ssoldiers once again looks to try and get that control, and he will get taken down. I think that rifle even fell down in towards the drop room, so Space Soldiers now with that flank coming in from behind as well, with the aggressive push that Snacks was able to find. They're going to be forced in towards this B stack, and this may not work out so well for them. There we go, Mihu with the Deagle able to find the first. Alex eventually trades, so Paz, but Bayali with the AK allowed to strike. So Paz on low HP, left in a 1-on-3. Oh my god, what a one-tap on towards Mihu. And Bayali is low HP as well, so this is winnable right now. Snacks without the Kevlar, aim punch would be a factor. Only problem is Paz himself, a single bullet would be enough to take him down. Snacks and Bayali now just need to try and stick together on this one, but actually they're going to go ahead and send that boost over up above drop room. Give the opportunity for a flank to come in. Let's see, Paz now taking his time to try and retrieve this bomb.
Well, yeah, Virtus.pro looking a little nervous now, and I would be too if I'd have seen that shot come in. But there's no need to be nervous because Bialy is going to catch Paz completely off guard, and VP get their second round on the board. But again, it wasn't exactly a convincing one. They only saved 2 guns in the end. And heading into round 10, that means now if Space Soldiers win this round, they could come out to a dominant first half. It's only Bialy and Snacks who have any considerable money saved on the VP side. Take a look at Space Soldiers. I think they're going to line up a quick B play. The smoke has come in from VP, but it's a bit too deep. The push is already coming in. Is Neo ready for this one? He does get his gun out in time for the first. Push going to be coming in. Major is the man to find the first trade, but look at the rotate. VP are fully on the site, and Mihu already finds 2 before the trade comes in. It's all up to Calix, who is pushed up in towards lane. Pasha, though, with the AWP, could be caught out here. The push is coming into the site, but Snacks lining up the flank, gets the easy frag. And that was a very, very quick rotation from VP there.
Yeah, and it works out quite well. So Space Soldiers now, it looks like their economy not going to allow for a bite to come in. Major, Calix, and Paz have quite an extra bit of economy, so perhaps pistols and Kevlar could at least be purchased up. But ooh, Major actually able to drop over a rifle there. Could have got one himself with body armor, but it looks like he's happy enough with the dig engine on the CZ and 3 AKs to work with. So Space Soldiers, they have a pretty solid buy into this round, but they have exhausted all their economy at this point. If they're to lose this one, VP in a good position to build up a pretty solid CT side. This round's going to be quite important for both sides, and there you have it. Mihu going to be able to find one, gets the second. Quite drop Calix, but he does a lot of damage, and Snacks was already aggressive, so he's able to find that trade successfully. And you can see he plays that smart, falls back off, and VP now with a 4-on-2 advantage.
Okay then, Major I thought was about to be dead, but he gets his Deeg out just in time, and whenever you do that, it looks so cool. You flip the Deeg, boom, straight into a headshot. Gives them at least a chance in the round here, because Major gets an AK recovered as well. On just 16 HP, he's going to need some rapid headshots. 1 bullet would be enough to take him down, and with 58 seconds left, Space Soldiers have time. They also have control of the bomb, even if they haven't picked it up. But the important factor is that Neo is pushed all the way through B. He's in a really good position as well. He's pushed into that little room where you run from when you're coming from sort of that T-spawn area. And I don't think that's checked too often. You can see Major has his knife out. Oh, no, he's dead.
He was not expecting that at all. Yeah, Paz now in a 1-on-3. If he can get this kill, perhaps he has an opportunity to try and get the bomb plant. And there you go, hits a nice shot towards Bayali. So Pasha now with the up, he's ready and he connects it. So another gun round comes in for VP. They're able to win that one with 2 players alive. And you can see they've begun to build up a pretty decent economy, and they should be allowed to do so even further now into this round. The Space Soldiers finally going to be sent onto an eco. Pistols should at least be purchased up to try and have some sort of investment. They're beginning to build up that loss bonus. The next round will be 4 lost in a row. So at that point they'll be getting $2,900 per player. So yeah, everyone invests a little bit except for Major, who actually goes down to $400, I believe. Yeah, go straight for the AK. Got it in a bomb plant now so he can buy into this next round. And ooh, nice shot by Calix. Mihu tries to get aggressive, expecting it to be the eco, which it mostly is. Calix with that dig is able to win out the duel. So another weapon now being retrieved for Space Soldiers to work with.
Yeah, we've seen Mihu get aggressive to A long a couple of times now, and I think it's a little bit predictable there. You see Space Soldiers holding it off, get themselves another rifle. And more importantly, there was no assistance this time for Mihu. We saw previously Snax was at least peeking over the top of the mid-smoke, but he wasn't there to assist him, so an easy man advantage for Space Soldiers. And VP, whenever you go down to 4 players on Cobble, it does become really awkward, because you can see they've committed 2 players towards A, but that means the B site is very, very vulnerable. I mean, Neo's watching in towards Drop, Pasha's watching in towards Plat, but those 2 players can't really trade all that well. So if Space Soldiers go back to the B site, they might have a decent chance here. Especially because Pasha, I mean, he is currently holding the first angle, but let's see if he lands the shot. No, he won't. Paz destroys him with the dig. And now it's Neo who has to lock down this B site, but actually, the bomb's going to go back towards A. This is a massive, massive fake. The rotate has come in. I don't know what VP can do here. They get the kills towards B, but the A site is completely open.
Yeah, and by Ali low HP as well, bomb going to be planted. And they don't have a defuse kit currently for this retake. Maybe one down that they can pick up perhaps, but it's going to be awkward. We can see already the T is just pushed up close in the strong after plant positions, and Snack's fault, so by Ali all alone now.
Yeah, and on 16 HP, Bialy not fancying his chances, and I'd agree with him. Shouldn't really ever be able to win this round, so he will just have to save what he can. The good fate from Space Soldiers gets them the round win. Somehow Bialy wins that fight. I thought Paz was going to take him down, but the AWP is picked up by Bialy. He tried to save that one. He gets another kill. Finally, though, Calix hunts him down. And it's not a massive issue for Space Soldiers losing those guns, because Virtus Pro are the ones who will have a weak buy, even if they decide to buy up here. I mean, it's pretty borderline. Neo could afford the 1 rifle. Other than that, though, it would be a pretty poor buy on this CT side. And we're into round 13, so we're into the late stages of the half, and Space Soldiers certainly are looking good on the scoreline, and ooh, an AWP is brought up and dropped over to Pasha. I think Neo might only buy up that AWP, and the rest of the team not going to buy up around it, so yeah, it's up to Pasha to really make the difference.
Yeah, that was just a horrible round for VP to lose. That puts them in a pretty awkward situation. They're going to have to go for an eco. Pasha has an op to work with at least, but yeah, Space Soldiers right now in a good position to get themselves up towards 9, and that previous round now puts them in a position where they win out this half no matter what, and should be able to increase that lead just a little bit further at the least. As boosted up, and ooh, Snack's getting aggressive on mid, is going to get caught out by Engine, so an advantage claimed for Space Soldiers. You can see VP still looking to try and make some plays. Let's see how this one works out. Pasha with the op. Not going to be able to find anything, and it's going to be difficult to retrieve that weapon as well now.
Let's see if they can get that AWP back. The nades are coming in. Neo gets the AWP for a second, but he is going to be in trouble. They hunt him down. Oh, there we go. Paz is out of ammo, but Major is going to back him up. After he goes down, the trade comes in. And Virtus Pro, they can still buy into this round, except from Neo, who drops that AWP previously. He has to buy the UMP. Again, we see Snax buy this AWP without any other investments, and we haven't really seen Snax have any impact with that AWP so far. So it's time for him to step up. If he's going to continue to buy this AWP, he needs to start landing some shots. He is going to be playing in towards danger to try and work an entry, but Snax again gets picked off. We've seen that time and time again. Snax is struggling over towards A, and that's a great entry from Engine. Space Soldiers don't even take any damage, and they have the clean man advantage.
Yeah, it seems like he really wants to force this issue over towards mid, wants to try and get aggressive and find that man advantage, but it just hasn't been working out. VP though, well, losing that player, they do decide to get aggressive over towards B, try and get themselves some info to work with. They get a bit of map control and damage will be found, but it's traded back quite evenly, and ooh, Calix getting aggressive. That flash, not quite what he expected. It doesn't matter, he's still able to take down Neo, who remained up close, and you can see Pasha had already fell off, so he doesn't really have any assistance. So another kill taken for basically free in favour of the Space Soldiers side, and yeah, everything just gone in their favour right now. This round's fallen apart for VP by Ali, the last man standing. He's on the B-bomb site, but as we can see now, they are going to make their way back towards A. So by Ali on a 1-on-5, may just have to try and save this one, if he's even given the opportunity to do so. Gets 1 kill, but another player waiting nearby will finish him off. And double digits already for Space Soldiers.
And it's been a team effort from Space Soldiers, really. I mean, Calix is leading the way with 16 kills and only 6 deaths. But it's mainly just been Space Soldiers being able to overwhelm the bomb sites pretty quickly. And then most of the times, just those few entries they find are enough. I mean, Virtus Pro, in this last round of the half, they are going to have a pretty poor buy. Only going to be a couple of primary weapons, the UMP and the Mag-7 picked up alongside the pistols. And here we go into the last round of the half. It's looking likely it will be an 11-4 scoreline. I mean, again, this is Space Soldiers map pick, but they are looking very, very dominant on it so far. Although, to be fair, Space Soldiers are an incredible Cobblestone team, so this is kind of understandable. But again, Sax, he just keeps pushing mid. That's an easy kill for Paz. Space Soldiers have just been sitting back for the most part, and they're still able to find these entries due to Virtus Pro really trying to go aggressive. And it's always said on Cobble, it's really hard to go for that CT aggression, but VP keep trying it, and it keeps on not working. And ooh, Calix, there we go, eventually spots Mihu. Oh, the reload, not at the best of times. You're going to get the trade through, but it's still a big advantage for the Turkish team.
Yeah, shouldn't really affect the outcome of the round too much. He's out there, is able to just creep through wood and try that one out. So Pasha, last man standing. The A-bomb site is going to be taken over quite easily. Smoke's going down as well, going to delay Pasha from being able to do anything anytime soon. But a Mag-7, not really the best weapon for this retake either. Doesn't really have the range capabilities, and with a USP as a secondary, doesn't really have the pistol to fall back on either. But there you go, gets the first kill on the Xantares and upgrades towards the AK-47. And he is going to have to try and go for this one without a defuse kit, so he needs to find these kills quite quickly. You can see he has been spotted out. Paz closes it with a headshot, and that's going to be an 11-4 half in favour of Space Soldiers. We'll be back in just a couple of moments after a quick commercial break to see which way the second half is going to go.
Place your bets at gg.bet. Most popular esports titles. Deposit with convenient payment options. Cool mini games. And 24/7 support for players. Sign up now for the best esports bets at gg.bet.
Alright guys, welcome back. We are just about to resume into this action. A great game so far. Space Soldiers having a pretty hefty advantage going in towards their CT side now. It was mentioned on the desk that the T side of most maps is what Space Soldiers tend to feel more comfortable on, and I guess something similarly could be said for VP. They have been known to enter that plow mode. Are you confident in them being able to do that now and bringing this one back, or do you think Space Soldiers are just looking too solid on Cobblestone so far?
Yeah, I think so far Space Soldiers have just been too good individually for VP to contend with, but I don't know, we'll see if they can prove me wrong. This pistol round would be the start of that potential comeback. Major, though, holding off. Ooh, eventually gets the headshot full blind. Push going to be coming in. Snack's trying to go in first, jumping around the corner. He's going to get 2 kills. Snack's trying to make the difference. He does not get the third. Neo steals it away, but Paz coming in from the flank eventually drops the bomb. And that means that Neo has to clutch this. He has got the experience to be able to do so. I'm sure he won't be feeling under too much pressure. But a 1v2 without Kevlar on this pistol round, never going to be easy. Especially as Space Soldiers have both players pretty much side by side. Xantares and Paz are quickly ready to trade off each other. They're having to hold drop though, so they are watching towards 3 separate angles. That could make things awkward, but Xantares spots Neo out. That cuts off one of the positions already. They're going to hunt him down, and the spam to the chest finishes Neo off. A 12-4 lead now, and unless VP can win some sort of force buy, this game might be over just from that alone, because Space Soldiers are going to come out to a huge lead.
Well, this map, it is a best of 3, but yeah, as I said, I think this map was quite crucial. Space Soldiers, I think they're the better team on this map as well as the third map, so it's very important for VP to get themselves off to a good start in this series, and this is just going to make it increasingly difficult now. They go for the fourth investment into this round. If they can actually manage to pull this one off, they'll give themselves a bit of a chance, but if not, then sent onto an eco. Space Soldiers should be able to get themselves a 14-4 lead, and that's just going to be really awkward for VP. Good bit of damage being found early on. As continuing to get aggressive, actually does get taken down, so nice find by Mihu. Xantares though lines them up with the M4, and a man advantage reclaimed for the moment for Space Soldiers to work with. Ali did his best to return that one, but you have to really find anything with the dig.
Yeah, Major's got aggressive over towards B, so that's allowed a 3A stack to come in. Xantares already wins the first. There's another for Xantares. Actually, is this going to be the ace? He tries the jump shot. There it is. Xantares gets the ace. He's been a little bit quiet so far on Cobblestone, but he finally decides to step it up. And to be fair, Xantares hasn't had to do too much. The rest of the team have been exceptional on the Space Soldiers side. And VP, I mean, at this point, Yeah, there's not much to do. I guess you save so that you can at least get one gun round out, but it looks like they're going to have to be playing for the second map, which will be Train. And to be honest, Space Soldiers aren't a bad Train team either. They've got some decent results recently, but they haven't played against too many sort of great teams on Train, you know, too recently. So I think it'll be a pretty good test for Space Soldiers on Train if they can beat VP.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, with the Glock able to get a bit of damage done. Not really too much. 8 points only on towards Engine, so the M4 should be able to shut this round down quite easily. Only the pistols mostly, 3 P250s, 1 Glock. And as you said, yeah, Train is going to be an interesting map. I would have favoured VP on it, but I think Space Soldiers getting off to a great start in the series when all their players are on fire like this. Paz as well, one of those players that I think when he shows up, Space Soldiers, that's when they really can be a top team. Speaking of the man, he is able to find 1 kill over on Mihu before Snacks eventually returns it and retrieves himself a UMP to work with. So 4 on 3, and SMG Snacks could maybe try and get a couple kills with to build up some extra bank. And also do some damage to the economy of Space Soldiers.
Is Snacks going to flank Major here? I think it might happen. This is very, very strange. But here we go. Snacks comes in from behind. Still, though, Major gets a kill before he goes down. That means that Snacks has given up his control of the B site, so Xantares can rotate into position. Which comes in, Xantares shuts that down. The bomb is going to try to come towards A. Engine has to watch both angles, but he still manages to get the kill in towards mid. And here we are then. It's going to be a Virtus Pro finally buying up. Is it me, or is Ebot 1 round off the actual score?
Yeah, it's doing this thing where it includes the knife round, I believe.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Is that going to be a problem? Who knows?
It could be. GoTV could cut out early, but hopefully not.
Well, we have got a pause coming in, a technical pause from Space Soldiers. So we'll be waiting just a little bit before getting into this round. They could still buy up an AWP if they want it. Major has that option. Virtus Pro don't, though. They've gone for the 5 AKs, but Virtus Pro do have very good utility. Considering this is the first gun round of the half, they have managed to get a fair few nades out here, so that's at least a small positive for Virtus Pro. Still, it's a very, very small positive, because when you're 14-4 down, I guess you've got to take any little win you can find, and Major's been dropped. Wait, has he dropped? Did he buy the UMP, or was he dropped it? I think he was dropped it from Paz, but...
Yeah, I think so.
A little weird. I mean, you know VP are going to be buying. Well, we'll see what Paz decides to buy up. I was kind of just assuming Major would either go for the rifle or the AWP. But I guess the UMP is fine if you want to play in towards drop. I guess the one issue is if you're trying to retake, if you're trying to rotate towards A, that can be a problem. But we'll see if that even comes in, because with how Space Soldiers have been playing so far, I'm sure they'll be confident that they can lock down the bomb sites. And it looks like Space Soldiers are ready, but now it's Virtus Pro who need a little bit of time. So we'll have a little bit longer on this pause.
Yeah, Paz yet to buy it. I don't see a weapon on the floor. I'm flying around above trying to find one, but I do not see one. So let's see what he buys up. He could buy it up if he wanted. Paz is a player that has used data points, as has Major. Calix, I believe, also could pick it up. Basically, everyone on the Space Soldier side, other than Xantares, they don't really have someone who's super proficient with the op compared to the rest, so it can kind of be handed around. Let's see what Paz decides to buy up eventually. Should be getting something, unless they somehow think VP are on an eco into this round, which would be a bit strange.
Engine could still buy an AWP as well and drop it over if they want that.
Yeah.
It's not necessary on Cobble, but we'll see.
Yeah, not really. A lot of close range positions with those rifles, especially, and the UMP, as you said, the only time it really becomes difficult is when you have to go for those retakes. But here we go, Paz gets the op, so they will have one to work with into this round. As you said, VP just on the full set of rifles.
Yeah, Major will stick with that UMP despite having the money for the rifle. And we will head into round 19. Smoke in towards mid, and Paz looking confident. He's going to peek out over the top of this smoke. In the meantime, VP going for some aggression out through B plat, but that molly will certainly slow them down. They've used a fair few of their nades as well. Another molly used. I don't know if they're trying to draw the rotate there, but it kind of works. There are 3 players towards B. Engine was thinking about rotating through connector, but Engine has now decided to stick to that A site. And again, Space Soldiers using a lot of their nades early on into the round. Only 1 incendiary left now. So if VP take this slowly, they could have a reasonable chance to be able to overwhelm their opponents. And with over a minute left on the clock, VP are going to start to line up some nades. And by the looks of it, push this A bomb site. And Paz is currently holding A along with that AWP.
Yeah, it looks like he is going to be tested. Has some support though. Engine in position as well, and Molotov can be used to try and delay the push a little bit further. But a bit of presence been put over towards B. That smoke coming out, one from a similar one as to what we've seen from Space Soldiers, actually, to land on the platform and allow for the player to get out without info being taken by any aggressive CTs. So it is going to be a bit of info for the CT side now. They rotate one player over towards the A bomb site, and Engine and Paz are actually going to be the ones right now to find these kills so far. Pasha still gets that kill even though he was blinded up, but it's costly in terms of the HP and Space Soldiers. Everything else going in their favour so far. Nice find by Major. So Neo and Pasha now left in a 2-on-4 to stop Space Soldiers from claiming themselves map point. And it's not looking like it's going to happen. Pasha all alone, he will fall. And there you have it, 16-4.
It's 15-4.
Is it 16-4 or 15-4? Yeah, sorry, I was looking at Ebot. My bad. Ebot has the wrong scoreline. Space Soldiers win, final score 16-4, it says in Ebot. So yeah, I was a little confused, that's my bad. But actually, yeah, the VP coming into this one now, just SMGs, the one Galil, and a CZ for Bayali. So this one's going to be tough to try and keep themselves alive. I made a mistake in the previous round, but it looks like it should still be happening into this one. VP with a bit of a faster paced play over towards B early on though.
Yeah, Paz having to land a couple of AWP shots there. That close range one towards A long was a little scary, but he gets the shot through. That means that Space Soldiers will almost certainly be taking the win here. Remember, we have got Train coming up next, but I could certainly see Space Soldiers winning on Train, so VP are going to have to step their game up, and Zantares gets dinked, but somehow gets two. Not quite the third. Calix steals it away, but the trade comes in from Bialy. It's way too late, though. Calix going to get a double of his own, and that is this game effectively over and done with. Neo with a MAC-10 shouldn't ever win this 1v4. He's waiting to see if someone just pushes out, which could actually happen here. I mean, Space Soldiers, they will go for the peek in. I'm sure they are just wanting to get this one over. Neo does the damage, but isn't going to get the kill. Calix survives on 1 HP to close out the game. Space Soldiers with a